All right, just the injuries. Mims with the hamstring. You guys saw him running on the side, so it's good that we're getting him out here, starting to get deeper into that progression. Perryman with the knee, McDermott knee, Adams hamstring, Deshier hamstring. Pole's still out. Farley with the hamstring, Jabari with the quad, Cager with the knee. You know, we're just gonna keep looking at him, see what's going on with that, and you know, kind of take a deeper dive in that, just make sure he's okay. Basham with the ankle, we're probably looking at a couple weeks with Basham. With today, Le'Veon, we pulled out. He just got a little tight. We just thought it was precautionary. We didn't want anything to happen, you know, with the amount of soft tissue that we had. And then Van Roten went out with an oblique. You know, we'll evaluate him, kind of see where he's at. You know, a lot of good stuff, a lot of situational things that we were able to go through today. It was good to get that transition with the special teams and you know, all four phases of that. And, you know, obviously some things showed up that we have to get fixed, and we have to get fixed quickly. This was a good step for us, and without having preseason games, you know, can't get lulled to sleep by practice thinking, hey, it's all good. Now we got to put series together. We got to, you know, figure out ways to transition if one side of the ball does well and the other side's not doing as well, of, you know, picking up the slack, getting the momentum shifted, and today was a good example of what we really can't do. And, you know, we have to really dial in and make sure that we do a great job in all the practices until our next scrimmage. And with that, Rich, go ahead, because I know since you're already taking shots at me.
You want to take a prediction on where I'm going to go with the first one here?
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, you said Le'Veon with the tightness. Was that hamstring?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. I mean, we're being precautionary on that.
Adam, what didn't you like the most out there today? What did you see that troubled you, that you feel like you need to get fixed?
Well, I look at the two things: turnovers. This is what I talked with our guys after practice. The most important thing we're always looking at is turnover margin. We didn't do a good job protecting the football today, and explosive plays. And we gave up a couple on defense. You know, one defense getting a long run ripped off on them. You know, we got to get those two things especially cleaned up. I know that it's a good kind of middle point for us to where now when we come back to practice, our guys realize, hey, time's running out. We got to get this stuff cleaned up as fast as possible. And the next time we have a scrimmage, we got to be a lot smoother. We got to execute a lot better. We need to make sure that we protect the ball better, be better with our run fits. I mean, there's going to be a lot of great things that we're going to get out of this film.
Adam, what did you like from the offense? I mean, what was the silver lining that you can take away from this?
We made some plays. The problem was we were getting them called back. You know, kind of how we have to operate with the officials, where we're only having them out there so many days. So, you know, now it felt more real for guys. We got to be cleaner with our hands and doing things right up front. We have to make sure our alignments are good. There's just a lot of little things we got to clean up that will prevent us from having, you know, I feel like Crowder had about 3 explosive plays, and we're walking back. You know, we had a couple, you know, downfield on screen, holding, you know, those type of things. When we have 15, 20-yard plays or conversions on 3rd or 4th down, we can't be going the other way.
Well, what you just said to us about time running out and needing corrected, is that what you said to the team when you called them together after that final fumble by Crowder?
I mean, they're aware. I mean, it's that date's not moving. And we only got so many practices. And, you know, whatever the sense of urgency was, you just got to keep increasing it. And you have to understand that window is going to close quick. And we have to do everything we can to prepare ourselves. And at the same time, you got a bunch of guys battling for jobs. And those guys got to do everything they can to put themselves in position to force us to make a decision. And, when we get to that week where we're actually preparing for a game, we gotta make all those days before count.
Adam, you've harped a lot, not just today, but over the past few days about situational awareness. What aspects from a player perspective and a coaching perspective of your situational awareness would you like to see improved?
It's just constantly going over them, and it's one thing to talk about it in meeting rooms, right? Like showing them film, talking about, hey, here's situations coming up today. But when it's real time and things are moving really fast, for your brain to just automatically be able to do it, you really got to be dialed in. And that's why the really, really good teams do a great job of understanding it. There's not a lot of discussion on it. They know what to do. And you just have to keep hammering it home. You got to keep talking about it. You have to keep practicing it. And today's a good example because we kind of almost got to that end of the half 2-minute situation. And who knows what would have came up. So every time we do a 2-minute situation, there's always something that comes up that's a good teaching moment, or something that our guys, somebody will do either right or wrong to where you can make an example of, hey, this is what we want, or hey, this is how we have to handle this moving forward. We keep doing this, we'll lose us a game. So when you do those situations, you can't script out what's going to happen. You can try, but something different, when it's competitive, something different could happen every time. You learn from those experiences.
With Le'Veon, Adam, is that something where you might sit him tomorrow since you guys have day off Friday?
I think we'll when I revisit with the trainers later today, I'll have a better idea. I just know right now it was precaution, and he's pretty good. He hadn't been somebody that really comes out of practice. Like I'll always have to like hold him and be like, I don't think it's a good idea for you to go. But he'll try to go back out there. So that's why, we pulled him out. He won't do it on his own. He'll keep going out there until somebody else pulls him out.
Ryan had a couple of longer runs. Maybe you could summarize how he's done in the camp, because he wasn't known as a huge breakaway back at Florida, but yet he seems to have.
There's Rich. I know you did a lot of film study on him, but there's a lot of runs on tape. I mean, there were some runs, and I was thinking the same thing. What you're saying, when we first kind of started watching him, and you saw his 40 time, you were like, it doesn't match up. What you saw in college didn't match up to that 40 time, because there's some runs there. I mean, he had some really big time in big games against really good opponents and players on the other team, and today was the first time that we got to see it in a situation like that. And I mean, he pulled away from those guys. I mean, you saw, there's something about, to me, when he gets into a game situation, his speed looks completely different than what a 40 time might look like.
And it looked like what is having Chris Herndon do for you guys? I mean, he made a couple plays. I think Sam missed him once, could have been a touchdown. Just having him every day now, and you're going to have him for the season. What does that mean for your team?
Yeah, him and Sam have a unique chemistry, I think. You guys were able to see it their first year. And when I watch these guys, and we saw it in training camp last year, but it's when things go horrifically wrong, those two guys find each other. When those guys hook up on third down, there's something there. They just have a good connection to where Sam knows where Chris is going to be, and Chris knows where Sam's going to throw it, and they just seem to hook up the majority of the time. Like today I was shocked that we didn't hook up on that, because that's one that those two guys usually, something good happens there. So having him back, and I mean, not only in the passing game, but Chris is one of those guys you don't have to take off the field. He can do everything. I mean, his ability to pass pro and run block. He's a unique guy, and as long as he stays healthy, and that's what we're hoping for, and he's trained extremely hard to make sure he does. That's a huge weapon for us.
Adam, it looked like Cameron Clark was out there. Was this his first practice since the shoulder?
Yep. He was trying to sneak in there the other day, but we were trying to progress him coming back. Didn't want to have any kind of setbacks. So it was good. Hey, the more guys that we have that I've been reading off this list, hopefully we start getting these guys back by bunches. And it's the right time because, like I said, the sense of urgency's got to be there. Everybody's got to earn their spot. And we need guys to be out there. We need guys going in that first game knowing what to do. We need to have some kind of chemistry heading into that first game. I know the entire league's trying to do the same thing, and it's going to be really a race who can develop the best chemistry and then who can get better as the season develops.
Adam, what happened on the interception that Sam threw to Ashton Davis? What happened on that play?
No, it's just, I'm mad I called that play. He's basically, we had nobody. He's got it dirted. It was just one of those things where we got caught up when our number one in the progression got caught up. Nobody flashed in his face. I think he tried to force it. I'll have to go back and look at exactly what happened. We were just trying to hit Wesco real quick. He got held up, and that kind of threw everything off. We got to throw that one away.
Just going back to Cager for a second, you said on the knee you're going to take a deep.
Well, we thought it was going to be. We didn't think it was that bad at first, and then it has swollen up overnight. So now we got to go back, and it didn't look like it was something we needed to do an MRI on. And then now we're going back. Like the swelling kind of alarmed us a little bit to where we got to go back and look at this.
Adam, do you need to add receivers? How long can you go with this number of receivers?
Yeah, I'll get with those guys today. We'll kind of see where we're at. Injury wise, if we're getting anybody back, if we're going to be low on numbers. If we do, Joe, get the right guys in here.
Adam, I'm not sure if you saw yesterday, but the Detroit Lions had a big, demonstration outside their facility. I was wondering, following up on yesterday's question, have you guys discussed anything like that as a team?
There was it was a long conversation. We started off with our squad meeting with that. Christopher did a great job of kind of starting it, and we had a lot of guys, involved in the discussion. It was good to hear the amount of guys speak, and I thought it was good that we ended up having a walkthrough just because it allowed us to get back together. I was less concerned with how many reps we were going to have. And I just like the fact that group was back together in the building since we're doing everything virtual. But it was when this group talks, we have a lot of guys that are, concerned from other guys, giving advice on certain things. I just think we have the right leaders.
Adam, with Frank Gore, what did you see from him today, and how does he look compared to how he looked 2 years ago when he was in camp with you in Miami?
He looks the same as he did 12 years ago. I can't explain it. It's unbelievable how, when I watch him, a flashback to 2008. He looks the same. I don't know how. It doesn't make sense, but Frank has been one that refuses to listen to what anybody else says. And he goes out there, he is a old school football player. And he looks good, his burst looks good, his vision is never going to change. He's just, it's going to be like that when he's 60. And Frank's special. There's a reason why he is third all time in rushing.
When you look at that and you say that, Adam, how many years do you think he can keep going? Because, conventionally, he didn't play it anymore. Do you think 1 more, 3, 5?
I would never put any ceiling on Frank. I would just say this: I'm glad he's here. I'm glad I'm lucky enough to be around him again for the third time on a third different team. Just watching him and Le'Veon work together is a cool thing for me to see. I really love how he always seems to find that has a young guy in his room, and to see how Piron looks up to him and Frank tries to guide him to do things the right way. mean, Frank has a son that's 2 years younger than Piron. I mean, it's crazy to think about. You know, I mean, but Frank's special. I mean, that's why nobody's like him.
Everybody good?
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.